What's good, everybody? Welcome to another World Star video. In today's video, we'll be going over some other features that were forgotten in this game. Now, if you watched my last video, you would know that we went over the top 5 realistic features in this game. But this time, we're going to be looking at forgotten features of this game. So with nothing else left to say, let's go ahead and start this video. Now, for the first forgotten feature, this one's actually going to be in Horton. It's going to be the forgotten tornado siren that's going to be right behind Texas Roadhouse and also in the middle of Horton Square. This building is a little tricky to get up to. It takes a couple jumps just to get up here. But once we finally made it, this is the thing that you can do with this siren. So if you actually walk up to it, you're going to realize that there's no buttons to activate this siren at all. And it comes with 3 additional blowers. Now, surprisingly, this siren can move. If you push it any other way, it's going to move. It's also a pretty heavy siren as well. When it does get to spinning, it just would not stop unless you have a way to stop it yourself. Best way to push the siren is through the blowers itself because I guess since it's a smaller area to push, it's not as hard to push. But that's going to be it for this feature. Now on to the next feature of this list. So for this feature, a lot of people forgot about it because nobody ever uses it. And when it did come out, nobody used it as much. If you go to your event app on your phone, you can actually start up the event, whether it's a car meet, a takeover, a cruise, or a party. Now back then it really wasn't any use for this thing since chat exists, but ever since Roblox has taken chat, I've kind of seen this thing being used more. How it would work is that you would start an event, any sort of event of your liking, and then once you press events up here, it will immediately mark the location of where you want that event to be. Now, is it a useless feature? Not as much as how it used to be back then. Can it be used today? Yes, it can, because the fact that Roblox took chat away is a good way to use it. Now for this feature, not too many people know about it, but if your car like this has these lights at the bottom, or any sort of lights at the bottom, it only works for some cars. If you press N on your keyboard, it actually cuts on your fog lights. Now I've been playing this game for a couple years, but honestly it took me a while to find out that this feature even existed. It's a pretty cool Easter egg if your car has fog lights. I honestly don't see a use for it since we really don't get fog anymore, but it's still a pretty cool feature. Next forgotten one is going to be with the chocolate milk. Once you drink the chocolate milk, a sad picture of Hunter will pop up on your screen. I'm not too sure, but I think it's a 1 out of 5 chance of it happening. But it's a pretty forgotten feature. I haven't really seen too many people go to the vending machine just to get chocolate milk anymore. But honestly, I do not recommend getting chocolate milk from a vending machine in real life. It may not be the safest idea. But now that that's out of the way, let's move on to the next feature on this list. So the next feature on this list is actually going to be the movie theaters, both the one in Horton and the drive-in one. If I do remember correctly, in this room it will play this animation of these 2 noobs, I guess, just fighting over which off-sale is more rare, I guess. But for some reason, if you go to the drive-in movie theater that's like right down the street from the last one, you can actually see them fighting. And spoiler alert, nobody wins the fight at all. But it's still pretty cool to see animations in a Roblox game. Usually you don't see that much. They also have it on billboards as well for like advertisements and certain other things. Which honestly, I think they should make a feature where you could put your own things on a billboard. But hey, that's just a suggestion. But now that that's out of the way, let's move on to our next forgotten feature. So for our next forgotten feature, it's actually going to be at the water park. And it's also at the apartments, but I didn't go to the one at the apartments. I went to the one over here. So if you walk over here to the actual pool center, you're going to notice a lot of these props. You have a beach ball, you have a flamingo floaty, you have a unicorn floaty, a pink noodle, yellow noodle, soccer ball, etc. But I could be wrong, but back then these actually used to spawn in the pool, but they don't work anymore, but you can still have them as props, which honestly I still kind of find cool. Even though you can't really use it no more, it's still a pretty fun feature. And I could be mistaken, but these ice cream machines could be forgotten as well, but I'm not really too sure about it since some people might use it. But now that that's out of the way, let's move on to our next forgotten feature. So for the next forgotten feature, it's actually going to have something to do with the school bus, which is why we're here at the school. So when you join the bus team, you have 3 options: the 2018 Bob B2, the 2018 Short, or the EV. I'm just going to pick the normal one for this one since it works on all 3 of them. There's 2 keybinds you want to look out for if you're on PC. I don't know if there's any for mobile, but if you press N, it activates the flashing light on the top of the roof for the school bus, which you can also see back here. And if you press G on your keyboard, it activates these front wigwags, these front amber colored wigwags in the front of the bus and the back. And if you press G again, it's going to activate the stop stick in front of the bus and the stop sign on the side of the bus. Reason why this is a forgotten feature is because the school interior itself is removed, so it's kind of like hand in hand with forgotten features. But it's still a pretty nice feature. It just shows you how much detail that Greenville actually puts into the game. Like I've said multiple times already. But enough talking about how much I like this game already. Now time to move on to the updates. So for the updates, this is not going to be really much of Greenville updates I'm speaking about. This is going to be updates with my channel. So if you're probably to notice already, I'm not in the same avatar I was in about a couple videos ago, and that's for a reason. We finally got our own original character. Also, another update, I will start going live more on the TikTok account. If you have that added already, I will suggest you go follow that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say for the update, if anybody was curious about it. But that brings us to the end of this video. If you like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe and leave a comment on what your favorite part about this video was. And as always, World Star out. Sayonara.